and economic debate that questions the practices of global giants and their impact on developing nations. When Ilechukwu Malizu and Ngu Nicole go head-to-head on the topic, is it ethical for multinational corporations to exploit labor in developing countries? I am Yvonne Okhaifo. Join Femi, Obong-Daniels and me on Tuesday to witness the wit, strategy, and persuasive power of these debaters. I Beg to Differ Season 8. 32 debaters, now 6. One winner, 1 million naira. Sponsored by Tollywood College, supported by Obiwizi, Lucas Green Fashion, Biloxi, Card Center Nigeria Limited, and Quadras Group. Season 8 continues in March and terminates in August with the National Championship. For sponsorship and partnership, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. That is info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions.
Days of debates already gone down. That's some 26 debates so far. And there's still plenty of debating yet to be done in Season 8 of I Beg to Differ. The quarterfinals conclude today. Are you ready, Lagos? Whether you're ready or not, just prepare for fiery arguments and razor-sharp rebuttals as the last 4 debaters battle to secure their spots in the semi-finals. Interesting conversations on the day. Is world media's portrayal of gender harmful? Or is it ethical for multinational corporations to exploit labor in developing countries? Food for thought everywhere you turn. Welcome to the end part of the quarterfinals. From here on, it's the semi-finals on Thursday. Tomorrow is a no-debate day, and we cannot wait for the semi-finals. First off, though, 2 people will make up the semi-final quartet. We'll meet 2 of those 4 now, and we'll say bye to one of them in another hour, and congratulations to the other. Who will it be? Let's find out. I'm Femi Obong-Daniels, my teammate and co-conspirator is Yvonne Okhaifo. How are you doing?
I'm well, Femi, thank you. Welcome, Lagos. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Without further ado, let's just get straight into this, shall we? Remember that we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, so join the live streams, interact with fellow viewers, share your thoughts as well. We are streaming this debate on Kids FM as well. The dial is 101.7. 101.7. Remember to follow I Beg to Differ on Instagram at Nigeria Info IBTD. That is at Nigeria Info IBTD. Would also like to appreciate the sponsor of this edition. Tollywood College Lagos is the prize sponsor. We're also grateful to our supporters. We're grateful to Biloxi, Card Center Nigeria Limited. We're grateful to Obiwizi. We're grateful to Lucas Green Fashion and, of course, Quadras Group. If you'd like to be a part of I Beg to Differ, because March returns with Season 8, continuing the season, of course, and then in August as well. So there's still time for you to jump on the train. Just send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm.
All right, it's a 1 million naira star prize for the first place finisher, who will also go home with a Green Lion G20 Ultra tablet, 13-inch tablet, and a first generation Green Lion Universal pencil. Second place finisher will take home 500,000 naira and a Green Lion Sync Fit Duo AirBuds Pro 2. Third place winner, 250,000 naira, a Green Lion Echo Max headphone. The gadgets are courtesy of Obiwizi, and there are also consolation prizes at this stage every one of these students entitled to one of those gadgets anyway. Let's meet our judges. Chief Judge is Dr. Chike Gbadiche, Head of the Department of Communication, Media and Cultural Studies, the Pan Atlantic University. We say welcome to Pan Atlantic University, Lagos, Nigeria's Dr. Gbadiche, our Chief Judge. Judge Amabasi Akove is the Senior Programs Officer at Budget Foundation. We say welcome to her, as we do to Ufoma Egbamuno, Judge Ufoma, News Manager for Cool FM, Wazobia FM, Nigeria Info, and of course Kids FM. And of course you've already met Judge Yvonne Okhaifo, our Diction Judge. Everything in order. Let us meet the debaters for this first of two debates. Lagos, let me start by introducing the young lady. She's 15. She's in SS2. She's a student of Waterman College. Her name is Abiel Yunusa. Hello, Abiel. How are you today, Abiel?
Fine, thank you.
Welcome to the debate.
Thank you.
You've been brilliant throughout these debates, and may your brilliance continue to echo through. All right? All the best in this debate.
Thank you.
Her opponent is 15, like her. Is an SS3 student of Ade-Abba Cres'set College. Brilliant guy. Samuel Richard Wofai.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Samuel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All the best in this debate. You are a bright debater, and may your brightness continue today too.
Thank you.
All right, I've wished you both well. It's now down to the game you bring, Yvonne.
That's right, Femi, that's right. The debaters already know the rules, so we're not going to dwell too much on them. Last week, they got a chance to pick the side that they would debate, and now they will remind us of what side they will debate this evening. I'll start with the lady. Abiel, how will you debate this evening?
Oppose.
You will oppose the motion. Okay, girl, okay. Richard Samuel will support the motion. Lagos, the motion this hour is world media's portrayal of gender harmful? Abiel will say no. Richard will say yes.
You'll find out how this debate will go right after this quick timeout.
The quarterfinals of I Beg to Differ Season 8 resume on Tuesday with thought-provoking debates. Prepare for a compelling discussion on the media's influence on gender narratives and societal norms when Abiel Yunusa and Samuel Richard Wofai debate the topic, is world media's portrayal of gender harmful? At 5 p.m., let's dive into a moral and economic debate that questions the practices of global giants and their impact on developing nations. When Ilechukwu Malizu and Ngu Nicole go head-to-head on the topic, is it ethical for multinational corporations to exploit labor in developing countries? I am Yvonne Okhaifo. Join Femi, Obong-Daniels and me on Tuesday to witness the wit, strategy, and persuasive power of these debaters. I Beg to Differ Season 8. 32 debaters, now 6. One winner, 1 million naira. Sponsored by Tollywood College, supported by Obiwizi, Lucas Green Fashion, Beloxi, Card Center Nigeria Limited, and Portrayal Group. Season 8 continues in March and terminates in August with the National Championship. For sponsorship and partnership, send an email to info@nigeriainfo.fm. That is info@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's time for this debate. Abiel Yunusa of Waterman College and Samuel Richard Wofai of Ade-Abba Cres'set College. It will be an interesting debate. You wouldn't want to miss any bit of it. So let's do this.
That's right. We are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Join the live streams. We'll also have polls up on Facebook, on X, and on YouTube. So remember to vote, or at least guess who you think will win the rounds. The motion again is world media's portrayal of gender harmful? Samuel is going to say yes, and he will start by opening his case.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to discuss the pressing issue. Does world media discuss today we gather to discuss the pressing issue. Is world media's portrayal of gender harmful? And I ask the question, does world media really reflect reality or distort it? With this, I say greetings to the Honorable Chairman, accurate timekeeper, esteemed panel of judges, worthy opponent, and distinguished audience. I am by name Richard Samuel, an SS3 student of Ade-Abba Cres'set College. Here as a faithful proponent of the motion, is world media's portrayal of gender harmful? First and foremost, how does the media portray gender? The media portrays gender in the traditional way, which is they limit the women to nurturing roles and they make the men the breadwinners and the head of the house. To start with, the world media reinforces stereotypes. That is, they represent men as aggressive, dominant, and strong, and depict women as emotional, fragile, and weak. This, however, some people may say that this perception is an advantage to the men, but I refuse to agree with that, because according to the National Eating Disorder Association, 43% of men report feeling pressured by social media to achieve a certain body type, which results in physical and mental strain on the man, which also leads to body dissatisfaction, where a person is not seemingly satisfied with a certain body type and goes through several processes just to modify it. As a result, low self-esteem, and similarly, objectification and sexualization in the women. This is when women are reduced down to their physical appearance and their intrinsic value is not considered, treating them as goods to be bought and sold based on physical appearances. Next, prejudice. Media promotes discrimination and prejudice, influencing someone's perception about himself and others. This prejudice and discrimination limits their people's potential and tends to have a significant economic drawback. Furthermore, lack of diversity. According to the University of Oxford, only 11% of colored people are given major roles in films in a population that is effectively 25% of colored people. This leads to underrepresentation, hence lack of role models for them to follow, and this leads to career stagnation, where a person is unable to follow his desired career due to the media and prejudices. Also, because the males are seen as strong and aggressive, they are not allowed to freely express themselves, leading to lack of empathy. Again, communication styles. Because the men are considered strong, their communication styles are rather aggressive and violent than peaceful, and this leads to strained relationships. Moving on, parenting roles. Because the females are reduced to the nurturing roles, men are not allowed to take care of their children, leading to a gap in the bonding between father and child. Going forward, sexism and misogyny, where the media promotes.
All right. The opening comment of our first debater, Samuel Richard Wofai of Ade-Abba Cres'set College. We'll now pay attention to the opening comments of Abiel Yunusa of Waterman College.
Eva Duvani, advocates of diversity in media, once said, "Media affects the way people view gender. So if we change the way we view media, we'll change the way we view each other." Good evening, panel of judges, meticulous timekeeper, my fellow debaters, and my virtual audience. My name is Abiel, and I'm here to oppose the motion which states the world's media portrayal of gender is harmful. Saying that the media's portrayal of gender is harmful is like blaming a canvas for the picture it holds. Just as the canvas doesn't create the art, but serves as a medium of expression for the artist, so social media does not create gender social attitudes. However, it amplifies them and reflects them. If a painting is seen as problematic, then is it the fault of the canvas or the intentions of the artist? Similarly, if a media portrayal is seen as problematic, is it the fault of the media or is it the fault of existing norms and biases in the communities? Moreover, the media has the power to dismantle traditional norms. A 2018 study by the Gina Davis Institute of Gender in Media proved that 52% of women in family movies are now portrayed as leadership roles when compared to just 31% in 1990. These are not just numbers. This portrays a significant shift towards a more empowering portrayal of women in media. Portraying women as leadership roles, men as caretakers, and any other characters which defy traditional gender norms leads to a more flexible understanding of gender as people begin to question these gender norms. In a world where 70% of people feel constrained by their gender, the media serves as a tool which can help people understand their gender more and lead to a better understanding of gender as a whole. Moreover, the media, when seen through a constructive lens, can be used to promote progress. By sparking dialogue between individuals through chats, comments, tweets, and posts, people are able to step into the shoes of other people and learn about different experiences that people face, which increases empathy and inclusivity, which makes the media more of a constructive tool rather than a destructive or harmful one. Moreover, by promoting feminism on the media, many women have changed the narrative of hate speech all over the world. By creating a platform where everyone can share their views and create a more just and equitable place. What is harmful about that? Malala Yousafzai, Ziwe, and Dylan Mulvaney are just few examples of feminists who have used social media as a tool to create change and shed lights on issues prevailing in the world. Moreover, how can we forget the impact of media campaigns like Dove's Rare Beauty and Always Is Like a Girl, which challenge narrow ideals and lead to a better understanding of gender strength and beauty and ability? Doesn't it feel nice that social media is providing a space where people who were once silenced now have a voice? According to a 2020 study by the National Academy of Science, 70% of young individuals say that they feel more confident when they see more diverse portrayals on the internet. Thus, to conclude, I leave you with this. Billie Jean, a young woman, was always told what she could or couldn't do, and was always told that she was less competent when compared to her male counterparts. Instead of allowing this get to her, she went to the media and used other women as examples to spark her passions, and has now become one of the world's most renowned athletes. The media is like any other tool and can be used either positively or negatively. Thus, it is not inherently harmful if we choose to use it wisely. Saying that the media's portrayal of gender is harmful is like blaming a mirror for the imperfections of the people that it reflects. Thank you.
All right. So you heard the opening round of Abiel Yunusa, who just spoke, of Day Waterman College, and Samuel Richard, whom you had before, of Ade-Abba Cres'set College. Youngsters, 15 years of age, both of them. There is much more to come where all that firepower came from. We'll figure out how these two perform in their rebuttal rounds. First, though, we'll take a quick break, Yvonne and I, and when we return, we'll go straight to round 2.
The biggest debate competition in Nigeria. I beg to differ on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Tollywood College is a modern co-educational day school poised to provide a perfect learning environment for students between the ages of 10 and 16. We are dedicated to innovation and excellence in teaching and learning. I'm talking about research, scholarship, creative activities, service, and public engagement. You will find that innovation and excellence in all these fields when you meet a Tollywood College college student. We aim to create students that are successful, lifelong learners, confident individuals, and responsible citizens of society. We want our students to be proud of themselves and their school through the values of integrity, inclusiveness, responsiveness, accountability, collaboration, and sustainability. At Tollywood College, we arm our students with technological supremacy and help integrate it to values, morals, and our cultural legacy. The school curriculum has been painstakingly planned on scientific guidelines to provide students with intellectual stimulation, physical robustness, social adaptability, emotional independence, and leadership qualities. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this beautiful citadel of learning, an experience like no other at Tollywood College, where potentials are unlocked and given premium value. For inquiries, kindly contact us at the email address info@tollywoodcollege.com. That is info@tollywoodcollege.com, or go to the website at www.tollywoodcollege.com. I repeat, www.tollywoodcollege.com. You could also go to the physical address to see things for yourself at kilometer 43 Lekki Ekpe Expressway by Canaan Land Estate, Shongotedo, Aja, Lagos. Rest assured, we will be waiting.
The Tournament of Champions. It's I Beg to Differ on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. Now we will go straight into the rebuttal round, and for this round we will commence with the motion opposer, Abiel Yunusa. It is time to refute your opponent's claims.
With all protocols duly observed, I'm here to refute some claims made by my opponent. My opponent stated that they limit women to nurturing roles. However, like I said, but this has been proven to have been, while this is true, a study by the Gina Davis Institute of Gender in Media has proven that it has increased from a whopping 31% in 1990 to 52% in 2024. We cannot say that we will just ignore this significant shift in numbers just because it is still prevalent. There has been improvements that are being made to make sure that women and men are... There are improvements that are being made to make sure that women and men are being portrayed in more diverse roles when being portrayed on the internet. Moreover, my opponent stated that they portray men as strong, which makes them lack empathy and makes them aggressive. However, men in many films and movies, men have been portrayed as vulnerable and weak. For example, Grey's Anatomy, when men are being portrayed as caretakers, and many other films where men are being portrayed as having caretaking roles, or when men are being portrayed as being doctors, being nurses, or things that women would usually be portrayed as. Men are now being portrayed, and this has all been proven by the Gina Davis Institute of Gender in Media. Moreover, my opponent said that it makes men lack empathy, but by sharing stories throughout the world, it makes people think about the type of situations that people are coming from, which actually promotes empathy. Moreover, my opponent stated that people are pressured by social media, and which leads to body dissatisfaction. But campaigns like Dove's Real Beauty and Always Is Like a Girl allows people to be in the same space as people of their same gender, which allows them to relate with one another and reduces the amount of body dissatisfaction, as all these campaigns go towards making people more confident about how they feel in their own bodies. Moreover, my opponent stated that women are being objectified, but that is the role of feminists, and these feminists are getting their power through social media. So we cannot say that the media portrayal of gender is harmful when the media is being used to spread feminism, which helps women be less objectified, as my opponent claimed. Lastly, my opponent stated that there is a lack of diversity because they only allow colored people. They wouldn't allow colored people to be in acting films. However, this discussion is about gender, so mentioning color wouldn't really be relevant because we're talking about men and women, not black and white, black and Hispanic, whites and Hispanic. We're talking about gender. Moreover, my opponent mentioned sexism, but sexism is being countered by campaigns and by feminists, which all gain a platform through social media. Imagine people in America learning about what is happening in South Sudan with the use of the media. This would help America help South Sudan, and more people would feel more comfortable in their bodies and in their gender, which would lead to a better and more just and equitable world. It would lead to empathy and more inclusivity. Also, my opponent stated that it limits the relationship between father and child. However, I do not think that is possible, because no matter the movie you watch, I think if you love your child, you will love your child regardless of whether men on the internet are being portrayed as aggressive and not loving their children, because the internet cannot distort a person's entire personality. So thank you.
Okay, so Abiel Yunusa of Waterman College, that's our rebuttal round. We'll switch over to our opponent now, Samuel Richard of Ade-Abba Cres'set College. Sam?
I still remain yours truly, Richard Samuel, here to refute some of my opponent's points. So, she said that there has been an increase in women in media from 31% to 52%. That's an interesting point, but I'd like you to consider an alternative. What if this is tokenism, where a certain amount of people are allowed to go to the media and represent a certain marginalized group to create an effect that makes people think that the people are adequately represented, meanwhile they are underrepresented. Also, I did not say movies. When men watch movies, it will create a bonding gap between their parent, between the father and their child. I said in parenting roles, due to the fact that media portrays gender by reinforcing stereotypes, what I mean is that the men are portrayed as breadwinners and they go out to provide for the family, while the women are meant to be nurturing the children. But in this case, when I say that bonding gap, the men are always outside catering for the family, while the women are nurturing the children and spending more time with the children. This makes, when the man comes back from work, maybe late in the night, he doesn't have enough time to spend with his child, which leads to the bonding gap I'm talking about. Also, I also want to refute your point where you said that blaming media is like blaming the canvas for the picture it holds, or blaming the mirror for a person's imperfection that is looking at the mirror. I would like to tell you that the media helps to reinforce it by promoting it and propagating it instead of mitigating it. So, which is why I say that media's portrayal of gender is also harmful. It also promotes exclusion and isolation due to the body dissatisfaction. And the body dissatisfaction and what you're talking about, like networks where people come together to share their ideas and make them not feel dissatisfied with their body shape or type. These have only come recently, and the media is not helping matters at all. They actually want people to focus. Women should focus on what women are meant to be focusing on, why men are meant to go to the gym and do all that, which is what the media is propagating. Only a few people are encouraging people and making them to be satisfied with their body type and shape. You also said that the media is not being negative but amplifying what the people hold, which is what I am saying, that they are portraying the gender as a result of the stereotypes that have been held by the society. So now that I've refuted your point, I would like to add 1 or 2 points, which is financial pressure on the man. When men are expected to go out and to cater for the family, he neglects his health and everything he has just to fulfill that role that the media amplifies. And when they don't do this, the media comes to castigate him. Also, there is thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. So the rebuttal rounds are now over. There is only one final round left in this one now between Abiel Yunusa of Waterman College and Samuel Richard Wofai of Ade-Abba Cres'set College. When we come back from this short timeout, it will be time to discover how these two young people close their arguments. Stay with us.
The biggest debate competition in Nigeria. I beg to differ on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Obiwizi is Nigeria's pioneer e-commerce platform for pre-owned gadgets. They are Nigeria's home of gadgets with warranties, where you can purchase all your favorite devices and quality accessories, both brand new and pre-owned. You can also trade in your older devices for a newer model in a simple and convenient way. To crown it all, when you decide to sell off that device of yours to meet that important cash obligation, Obiwizi is your guy. Literally your guy. With offline and pickup stores in Ikeja, Lekki, Abuja, and Benin, Obiwizi delivers nationwide. So make sure you are following Obiwizi on Instagram at Obiwizi Backup Page. Yes, that is on Instagram. You could send an email to the email address info@obiwizi.com or go to the website at www.obiwizi.com. They are also on X at Obiwizi. Literally Obiwizi. Obiwizi is spelled Obiwezi. Yes, Obiwizi. Follow them on all pages and of course all social media platforms and get that device of your dreams.
The Tournament of Champions. It's I Beg to Differ on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Interesting debate. Is world media's portrayal of gender harmful? Yes or no? Samuel Richard Wofai of Ade-Abba Cres'set College is an SS3 student. He's supporting that motion. He's saying yes. His opponent, Abiel Yunusa of Waterman College, is an SS2. She thinks otherwise. She's begging to differ. And after hearing them go head-to-head in 2 rounds, time now finally for the
they
closer.
Will close, that's right. And for this round, we will revert to the motion supporter. Samuel, it is time to rest your case, and after you, Abiel will do likewise.
Ladies and gentlemen, worthy opponents and adjudicators, the media's portrayal of gender is a ticking time bomb, exploding stereotypes in our faces, forcing us to accept them and shattering dreams in the process. Likewise, it is a poison in the ocean of innocence. The media portrayal of gender is an issue that has been disturbing our societies, communities, and the world in general, limiting people's potentials, especially women, and also men, because they also affect men. And I want to say that the media's portrayal of gender is a form of teaching, whereby we are forced to accept some facts and stereotypes which are not healthy for us. And when this becomes toxic, we are in danger, and we need to stop the media portrayal of gender in its current light and let equality and love rule. We can overcome stereotype and its pains and build a world where equality and love reigns. With this, I rest my case. Thank you.
Well done.
That's Samuel Richard Wofai of Ade-Abba Cres'set College. His time is done. His opponent, on the other hand, has got 3 minutes to close her case. She's Abiel Yunusa of Waterman College.
That's right, Abiel. It is time to rest your case.
With all protocols duly observed, I remain Abiel Yunusa, and I stand firm by my submission that the portrayal of gender on social media is not harmful. One of the most impactful stories about how gender portrayals have transformed lives is the story of Gina Davis, Academy Award-winning actress and the founder of the Gina Davis Institute of Gender and Media, which I have been mentioning. When growing up, she has spoken numerous times about how the media has helped with her understanding of gender and with the formation of her foundation. When growing up, she claimed that she did not have as many. She had a limited access to complex female character representations, with women either being portrayed as damsels in distress or background love interests. However, when she started landing roles, she made it her objective to land roles which would debunk all of these stereotypes and inspire others. Others would inspire others, and this would lead to a chain of inspiration, which leads to equity and inspiration all over the world. Moreover, blaming the media for saying that the media is harmful is like blaming a mirror for the flaws of the people that it reflects. The mirror mainly reflects the reality that is in front of it, just as the media reflects the reality of stereotypes and norms. However, this reflection doesn't only stop with the negative. The media also reflects significant changes in attitudes towards men and women, which foster an overall inclusive environment where everyone is seen as equal. Moreover, as the saying goes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. This also relates to social media. The media cannot control how people internalize or interpret data. Just as two friends can watch a movie and come out with different outcomes, read the same book and come with different outcomes, and write the same test and come back with different scores. If a person sees a positive, progressive portrayal of gender on the media as harmful, then that becomes an issue of how the person internalizes information and not how the media portrays gender on the internet. Thus, I remain resolute in my claim that the portrayal of gender on the internet is not harmful. Thank you very much.
Thank you to you two, and thank you to both of you, as well as Abiel Yunusa, SS2 student of Waterman College. Brilliant debate. Our opponent, Samuel Richard Wofai, SS3 student of Ade-Abba Cres'set College. They've given it their all. And at this time, it is out of their hands. The judges are collating. In a few moments from now, we'll find out how these brilliant kids have been scored. We'll take one final break before we do that. When we come back, we'll go straight into the scorecard.
The biggest debate competition in Nigeria. I beg to differ on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yes, gentlemen, specifically, you are the ones I am talking to. Lucas Green has an unbeatable offer just for you. This season, Lucas Green is offering you the chance to get 3 premium senator kaftans, 2 stylish English trousers, 2 office-ready shirts, and 1 classy pair of palm slippers, all for the price of 160,000 naira. Every order comes with a free gift. Hurry, as this is your chance to elevate your wardrobe at an unbeatable discount. Limited slots are available, so please act fast. Don't say I didn't tell you. Now, send a WhatsApp message to the number 0703-286-7011. That is 0703-286-7011. Do this now to book your appointments for measurement and fabric selection. That is 0703-286-7011. Do not miss it. Delivery takes 15 working days after payment. So follow the Instagram handle at menswear_by_Lucas Green on Instagram for more updates. Now be advised that this is a limited time offer, so make sure that you are quick to go and secure your spot today.
The Tournament of Champions. It's I Beg to Differ on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome everyone, yet again, as we get set for the final scorecard in this debate between Waterman College's Abiel Yunusa and Ade-Abba Cres'set College's Samuel Richard Wofai. Interesting comments we've seen from most of you. It's not, let's see, if we're lucky we could take some. I see you, Akobundu Godson Ujunwa, Adeshola Ayo Aderele. I see your comments. Saint Everest, I also see you. Aondorfa Tart Jr. Thank you very much. Saint Everest said tension wants to affect their performance. They should calm down and breathe easy. The points will come. It's not easy at all. And I kind of agree with you. Charisma says great performance from both debaters, and Charisma thinks Abiel did enough to win it. Let's see. Don Monet, Samuel, Daniel, Godson Idowu. Thank you very much. Godson says, I vote my gender to take the day. Well done, Femi, and every other person in the studio. I also see you, Cynthia Allo. Thank you. Says Day Waterman. Okay. All right. So the decision is out. Let's go there. Pay attention to the scorecard. This debate between Abiel, Yunusa, and Samuel Richard Wofai is scored thus. Starting with the presentation rounds. This is how the judges assessed you. Judge Amma scored it Samuel 13, and Abiel 15. Judge Ufoma scored it Samuel 13, Abiel 13.5. Chief Judge Chike scores it Samuel 11, Abiel 10. It's a total presentation score of 37 to Samuel and 38.5 to Abiel. We're going now to the rebuttal rounds. Judge Amma scores it Samuel 7, Abiel 12. Judge Ufoma scores it Samuel 6.5, Abiel 14.5. And Chief Judge Chike scores it Samuel 6.5 and Abiel 11.5. It's a total rebuttal round score of 20 points to Samuel and 38 to Abiel, bringing us to our closing arguments. Judge Amma scores it 5-6. Advantage Abiel. Judge Ufoma scores it 6-6. And Chief Judge Chike scores it 4 to Samuel and 5.5 to Abiel. It's a total closing argument score of 15 to Samuel and 17.5 to Abiel. So the totality of the scoring is as follows. Judge Amma scores it 25-33, Abiel. Judge Ufoma scores it 25.5 to 34, Abiel. And Chief Judge Chike scores it 21.5 to 27, Abiel. It's a total of 72 points to Samuel and 94 points to Abiel. We come now to diction infraction scoring, courtesy of Diction Judge Yvonne Okhaifo. It's a deduction of 3.5 points to you, Samuel, and 2 points to you, Abiel. Our final score, final result is thus by 92 points to 68.5. Our winner is Day Waterman College's Abiel Yunusa. Congratulations, Abiel. Well done.
Let's see how Lagos voted on social media. On X, 50% voted in favor of Abiel and 50% voted in favor of Samuel. On Facebook,
50-50.
it was 50-50
Whoa.
on X. On Facebook, 80% to 20% in favor of Abiel. And on YouTube, it is 72% to 27% in favor of Abiel.
All right. So we have our result. It is unanimous decision. But don't be deceived by the unanimity of this decision. It was a closely contested debate. And to be honest with you, quite candidly, I've seen both of you debate better in this contest. And that applies to both of you. Yvonne, I'll leave it to you now. We have less than 5 minutes.
Yes, we do. I do not have much to say, save what I've always said. You have to ensure that the subject of the sentence and the verb of the sentence agree. I've said this, now it should be an earworm at this point. I've said that multiple times. I'd also say that it is, promoting feminism in the media, not on the media, okay? It is in the media, not on the media, in the media. Of course, it is themselves. There is no themselves, okay? Themselves, to you, Samuel, themselves. Physical, not physical. Physical, okay? Physical, not physical. It is this, it is that, it is then, them, and whatnot. When you see a TH before a word or within a word, for most of the time, it is pronounced with the tip of your tongue pressed between your upper and lower front teeth. Okay? And yes, I believe there's a difference between cater for and cater to. When you cater for someone, you cook for them. When you cater to someone, you provide them with everything they need. So while your parents both cater for and cater to you, I'm sure that you meant to say that your father catered to, in other words, would normally provide everything that you would need, or fathers would provide everything that they need for their kids, right?
Yes,
Exactly. So know that difference. Cater for basically is used when you're referring to cooking. Cater to provide everything that the person needs. All right. Well done, Samuel. Well done, Abiel. See you, Abiel, in the semi-finals. You will go up against whoever wins the next round. And to you, Samuel, you've been wonderful. Hopefully you return in March next year. But well done to both of you all the same. Let's see if we can squeeze in a few comments here. This one is from Patrick Abel, who says, it sounded more like a cool Sunday evening debate. They were so relaxed, like they already knew the winner. Bahome says, I think the debaters missed the opportunity to point out gender media portrayal and LGBTQ plus effects on society. I quite agree with Bahome. Thank you for sharing that thought. Femi.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you to everybody who also dropped in their 2 pence, like my mother used to say. We appreciate every single one of it. And where else? Okay, quickly looking at YouTube. Alexander Nwafo, I see you. You said you were just here to enjoy the show. Yunusa Abubakar reached out. Charisma Ochia also reached out.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that.
Provoking debate topic. Appreciate all your comments. It was interesting. We are literally a minute away from the next debate, and usually we would
we'll wait for the
next set to come, so that we will carry out the processes and ensure that everybody sees how every single part of it has gone, to be fair. But I have about 20 seconds to say thank you very much to our team, Tunde Abdul Salam, who's in charge of our live broadcasts on social media. And thanks also to Ken Odueme, Olamide Fajuju, to Sam Iwuji, our digital guy who ensures video edits get out, and of course Eledan Onyeka, who ensures our sound goes out.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Hello, excuse me.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.